I don't know, now you got me saying, I'm lonely.
Hello gorgeous people, welcome to another episode of Remy's Recipes. I hope you're excited because today we're going to be making enchiladas. But we're not just going to be making any enchiladas, we're going to be making paleo enchiladas. So that means that this whole recipe is going to be dairy-free, grain-free, but most importantly, it's going to be delicious. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so for this recipe, I'm going to be using ground beef. So you can use any kind of meat that you want. I actually wanted to use chicken, but we ran out, and you know, we've just been pivoting a lot during this quarantine. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is turn your stove on to medium heat. You're going to put a little bit of avocado oil on the pan, and then you're going to put your meat in. Since I'm using ground beef, I'm just going to first break it up. Okay, now for the fun part, we're going to do all the seasonings. First thing that we're going to start off with is chili powder. I'm not really measuring any of these, I'm just kind of pouring it over, and you can also add as much chili powder depending on how spicy you like it. Then we're going to add some cumin, and then some onion powder, and then a little bit of oregano, and then just some salt and pepper. So once all the seasonings are in, I'm just going to mix it all up, and then I'm just going to cook this entire batch for about 12 to 16 minutes, and then I'm going to be kind of moving the meat around throughout it just to make sure that it's cooked all the way. So once the meat is almost done, it starts looking like this. Next, what you're going to do is just cut up some red onions and then add it to the mix. So the red onions really only need about 3 to 4 minutes to really get soft and get cooked. So that's why we're just only gonna add it to the end. And then as we wait for all of this to finish off, that's when we're gonna cut up some cilantro as well. I was about to add cilantro to the whole thing, and I just realized that my Sprouts guy never got my cilantro, so that kind of throws things off for this recipe, but it's okay. We're just gonna go without cilantro, but just so you know, it tastes best if you put cilantro with the meat, with the red onions. I usually leave it uncooked, so I just throw it in at the end after it's cooled down. So just keep that in mind because we're gonna be cilantro-less for the rest of this video, and I'm very sad about it. Okay, the meat is all done, and it turned out to be this gorgeous color. It smells so yummy. I wish you could smell it, but don't worry, if you make your own, you'll know what I'm talking about. So the next thing that we're gonna do, I'm going to take some cassava flour tortillas. These are paleo. They're made of really simple ingredients, and they taste amazing once they're like cooked. So I'm not gonna lie to you, if you just try to have these like plain, they're literally gonna taste like paper. But the minute you heat them up, they taste like regular tortillas. So what I'm going to do is put about 1.5 ounces of the meat inside of these tortillas and then roll it up. Once you've rolled it up, I'm just going to put mine in this like little glass pan that you put in the oven. That's what you're gonna put it in. And I've preheated my oven to 350, so after we get these all rolled up, I'm gonna throw it in the oven.
Don't proceed with caution, but I won't, cause I'll do it often. I know I'm already gone. This I with you. I'd go to hell and back if I could go there with you.
Okay, I managed to get all of the meat and all the tortillas in there. So now what we're gonna do is just put some enchilada sauce. So I did just get this Las Palmas enchilada sauce. So I'm just going to pour this enchilada sauce all over these. And then I'm also going to put this Siete cashew queso on top as well. So when it comes to alternatives, Siete is literally killing the game. So I use their tortillas, I'm using their queso, and I also love their chips. So the only thing is that I have not actually tried to melt this cashew queso, so I'm only gonna put it in the oven for about 10 minutes and just see how it goes. So I'm just going to put some cashew queso all over these enchiladas. I have tried this queso alone, and it does taste pretty good for a non-dairy one. Like, I am very picky when it comes to non-dairy items, because I feel like I noticed the taste difference like instantly, but with this one, it's actually pretty good. Okay, now like I mentioned, I'm just gonna put this in the oven for 10 minutes. Okay, so now while that is cooking, we're gonna make some pico de gallo and some mashed avocado to go on top of this. Okay, so making the pico de gallo is really simple, which is why I love to make my own, because it just tastes fresh, it tastes amazing. Pico de gallo also just has a lot of garlic in it, so I try to make my own so I can just omit the garlic. But with all of these dishes, you can add garlic in it it yourself. So I just have a food sensitivity to it. And then also, since the Sprouts guy did not bring me my cilantro, he also f***ed this up as well, but it's okay. We just gonna move on, we just gonna pivot.
Pivot! Pivot!
Anyways, so we're gonna chop up about 2 tomatoes. Also going to cut up about 1/4 of a red onion. Okay, now this is where you would add cilantro, but I don't know. It's just, I don't have to keep telling you. We don't have cilantro. Okay, we're going to do olive oil, the juice of 2 limes, and just some salt, and then we're just gonna toss it, and that's it. Okay, listen, I got really sad that there's no green in it from the cilantro, so I just put a little bit of parsley. Listen, I know it's not the same thing, but I was desperate, okay? So anyways, the enchiladas came out. I'm letting them rest for a second, so now we're gonna make some mashed avocado to go on top of it. So I just got this big ass avocado, and I actually need a bowl. Ugh, this is like a perfectly ripe avocado. So anyways, we're just going to get all of the avocado out into a little bowl. The next thing that we're gonna do is put in the juice of 1 lime, and then we're also gonna put some salt, and then we're just gonna mash it. And now we're gonna top off our enchiladas with both of these. Alright, gorgeous people, I'm gonna go devour those enchiladas now. I hope you enjoyed going through this recipe with me, and as always, if you enjoyed it, please make sure to give this video a like, and if you want to see weekly recipes, make sure to subscribe. Bye!